left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Wake and Jake in the morning, Wake and Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Mr. DJ, it's all Pond replay. Mr. DJ wants to turn the music up. Good morning, Bakers. Welcome to Wake and Jake, a holiday special. Not really, but it's Christmas week, man. God, has 2020 been a good year. I am Jake Stromboli, producer BBD in the corner. What's going on live on the tube, the Facebook machine, the podcast app? Y'all smell good tonight. I think we just dive right in, BBD. Nice little weekend. City was covered in snow still. Got shorts and boots on, because that's what we do here at Wake and Jake.
Got a great parking spot this morning.
Oh, my God. I didn't know that.
Yeah, different location. I think I'm by the lot that I think Jimmy usually parks in.
Okay.
And just like that last spot, it's going to be an easy escape tonight. Back up a little,
Huge.
go out.
Holy smokes. I had no idea we were going to get off on that kind of step today. And where we normally get off, besides that sock next to your bed, is the game of the night. And the game of the night from this weekend's football freaking spectacular for me. We're heading down to the ATL where the Dirty Birds take the field. And we've got a story developing. How about the Falcons? They're 4-9. Their season's dead. They're playing Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, my God. While the Patriots get eliminated this weekend, by the way. Falcons go up. Russell Gage. Tutty, absolutely. Calvin Ridley. He's doing fantasy stuff good. And Young Ho Koo, excuse me? He puts the Falcons up 17-0 going into the half. Oh, man, the Atlanta Falcons. Here come the Bucks. And you're saying things to yourself, what are these Bucks doing? We're seeing different teams around the league. The Rams are falling apart. We'll talk about that for sure. Bucks come out. Leonard Fournette, touchdown. 1-yard run after a nice Mike Evans pass down the field. Falcons bounce back. It's 24-7 after a Hayden Hurst touchdown. 24-7. Chris Godwin touchdown. 3.5 minutes to play in the third. Leonard Fournette scores. It's 21-24 Falcons. Suck up field goal. Young Ho Koo field goal. Tom Brady and the boys march down in what could end up being a signature moment of sorts for them. I'm not fully bought in on the Bucks, but Tom Brady to Antonio Brown, 46 yards, back of the end zone, throws his arms up, talking to the gods, maybe. I don't know. But Tampa Bay wins 31-27. They go to 9-5. They go to 9-5. The Falcons go to 4-10. And I think the story here is, how is this Falcons thing becoming more real and real by the week? I think this is their 4th or 5th game this year that they were up massive numbers and they just blow it. And man, when you've got a stigma in sports, that stinks until it's gone. So I think the story here is the curse of the Atlanta Falcons seems very real. And get ready for the Bucks hype train. The Bucks go to 9-5. Their next 2 games are against the Lions and these Falcons again. Don't be surprised if you see, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 11-5. They've won 3 in a row heading into the playoffs. Tom Brady, expect the Tampa Bay hype train to kick into gear. Buccaneers 31, Falcons 27. God, Atlanta, what's going on, baby? And that game of the night was brought to you guys by DraftKings. He my draft king because you say I'm a draft king. And they're talking basketball, BBD. The 2021 basketball season is here. Holy smokes.
Woo.
The teams around the league took to the offseason to retool and revamp are ready to hit the court. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, has rolled out another one of their can't-miss offers. Try DraftKings Sportsbook. It's easy. What are you waiting for? Get in on the action now. To celebrate the return of basketball, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving new players 100-to-1 odds on any featured matchup that's week. $1, any featured matchup, and you can win $100. While we're excited for the return of basketball, let's not forget the football playoffs are coming. They're coming soon. Couple weeks. That's going to be fun. Check out the DraftKings Daily Odds Boost. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, making it easy for you to deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Jomboy when you sign up to get 100-to-1 odds on any featured matchup this week. That's code Jomboy for new players to get a shot at $100 for any featured matchup. Limited time only. DraftKings Sportsbook must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, PA. Whoo! Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Thanks, DraftKings. That's the game of the night, BBD. Any thoughts? Any Buccaneers-Falcons thoughts?
Well, all year I've been saying I trust the Buccaneers to figure it out. Seems like they're on their way to doing that. So just blindly trust Tom Brady to end up where he needs to end up, although last year he was bad in that playoff game. But whatever.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown got a touchdown. I think, is that only like his second of the year? They have so many receivers.
Yeah. Like Fournette.
Somehow Scotty Miller's the one that catches like all the touchdowns, I think.
Hot
so
Scotty Miller.
That's hilarious.
Hot Scotty Miller. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll circle up on playoff matchups a little bit, but I believe if the NFC playoffs happened tomorrow, it would be the Buccaneers going to the Seahawks, which that'd be a good game. I mean, Russ, Brady in Seattle, that'd be must-watch. We'll get to that. Let's chew the fat with the rest of the football, BBD. We'll see what pops up. I see the first game on here is the Bills-Broncos from Saturday, and I'm good on that. Josh Allen is a beast. The Bills put up 48 points. Josh Allen, 359 yards passing. Stephon Diggs, 11 for 147. My Broncos. Drew Lock ain't it. I mean, I like him. Dates a hot Instagram model that I follow, but I don't know if he's the solution at quarterback. Bills roll. They look really good. Packers-Panthers. Pack go up 21-3. Aaron Jones finally gets it going. Not finally gets it going. Let me start over. 145 and a rushing touchdown. What these Packers have been doing is Rodgers has been lighting it up, and then they sneak one to Jones late. Aaron Rodgers, not a huge day. Probably made some fantasy people angry. Packers win 24-16. Then Sunday, NFL football. Holy smokes. The Jets and the Rams. Sorry about your parlay. Frank Gore, 23 touches. He was drafted in 2005. Same draft as Cadillac Williams. Sam Darnold, 207 and a score. The Rams went down in this game 20-3, I think. They battled back. It looks like they're going to come back. The Jets win. I'm sure we're going to talk about that, and it's going to hurt everybody's soul in different ways. Good for them. Maybe not good for them. I don't know. Texans and Colts. This ended up being a pretty good football game. Colts end up getting the dub because that's what they do because they're a decent team and the Texans stink. David Johnson with a huge game. Bunch of touches. 106 receiving, 27 on the ground. Zach Pascal, T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. I like T.Y. Hilton. Jonathan Taylor, gang, doing it on the ground. Colts win 27-20. The Titans. Holy smokes, man. That offense, 46 points against the Lions, sure, but Tannehill, 3 touchdowns through the air. I think he got one on the ground, too. Derrick Henry, 147. He can't be stopped this time of year. Marvin Jones does stuff. Who cares? Niners, Cowboys. This was the only 1 p.m. game on my cable. And I was like, this sucks. Nick Mullins. God, not good. Can a good quarterback go to the 49ers? Are they still in on Jimmy G? Whatever. Give me Jameis. I'd rather see him do it there. Cowboys roll Tony Pollard in for Zeke Elliott. Missed his first game as a pro. And Tony Pollard had a big day. 2 scores. Cowboys 41, Niners 33. Are the Cowboys back in the NFC least competition? I think so. I think so.
Like literally, yes, but
yeah, it's still tiebreakers and all that.
I think
crap,
they only have tiebreakers over the Giants.
With the way this NFC East is going,
I think,
especially after this weekend, we'll see. Dolphins Patriots, BBD. We talked about this coming in, thinking that this should be a fun game. There's the Belichick former assistant thing. Ugly first half. I think it was 6-0. Dolphins win 22-12. The Patriots are eliminated from playoff contention. Ends their 11-year streak. And BBD, you noted this really well. Salvin Ahmed, 122 yards and a touchdown. Sure. Good for you, my man. Bears 33, Vikings 27. The Bears are staying in playoff contention somehow. David Montgomery, huge game, 146, 2 scores. Dalvin Cook, 132 and a score. Justin Jefferson, he's been doing the damn thing, 104 yards. But the Bears get the win. They're still alive. Seahawks, they were up 20-3 to the Washington football team. They narrowly blow it, 20-15 final. Seahawks, Washington football team. I'm sorry, that's not a good watch. Not that into it. I'm not that into it. Miss you, Brittany. Ravens 40, Jags 14. Jags win by losing. That's a good note, producer BBD. That is a very good note. Lamar Jackson, he does his thing early. J.K. Dobbins with the score. Hollywood Brown starting to find it again. Jaguars, yeah, we will be talking about them more in a minute. Cardinals Eagles, this ended up being a good foosball game. Kyler Murray, 406 through the air, 3 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts. It looked like the Cardinals were running away with this game. The Eagles fight back. Jalen Hurts, 338 through the air, 3 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, 63 yards on the ground. Jalen Hurts looking pretty solid. DeAndre Hopkins basically ended this game. 169, touchdown. He's a monster. And he's given really good press conferences. Go check those out if you get a minute today. Chiefs Saints. This was supposed to be the game of the night, and if you look at the final score, 32-29, you'd say it was. The Chiefs don't care, man. They're in a different level than every other NFL team. The Saints defense is regarded as the best defense in the NFL. They bounce back a little bit, but Mahomes, he gets 254, 3 touchdowns. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 79 yards. He got a really bad injury. That was like tough to watch injury. It's just like, oh, my body will never do that. Le'Veon Bell looked good for them though. That seemed important. And Drew Brees looked bad, 15 for 34. First game back, old man, broken ribs. Yeek. And then the Sunday night game, BBD's New York Football Giants against the Cleveland Browns. Giants were boring and stunk. And I feel like that's been their primetime story for a while now. Colt McCoy, like, what can you really expect? And this Browns team is decent. This Browns team is winning a lot of football games this year. Baker,
genuine team.
297, 2 touchdowns. His last 4 games, I think he's 10 touchdowns, 1 pick. They're winning. They run the ball really well. Browns 20, Giants 6. And I think that is the weekend NFL slate, Bug, dude. What do you want to talk about? Where do you want to go?
I think we got everything. Yeah, Giants, without Daniel Jones and Bradbury and short weeks where you lost coaches multiple halfway through the week. Just not good. I don't have a problem with the 4th down decisions.
Yeah, fake punt.
Yeah, the play they ran with the first one, I was like, don't do that.
Yeah.
But like going for it on 4th, fine.
Yeah.
You needed to go for it and get touchdowns if you're going to win that game, whatever.
Yeah, I think the Giants, a little bit of a missed opportunity, not at the same time. Browns are winning games. I mean, I think the story is the Chiefs are still disgusting.
Yeah.
It's the Jets
funny.
and
Drew Brees also had like the quote right after the game. It's just like, yeah, I don't feel 100%.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course not.
I feel bad.
Broke like every rib.
I'm old and broke everything.
Let's talk about the Jets. Important thing.
Yeah, so this is kind of the story. The New York Football Jets win a football game, and it's probably the worst news they've had in a decent amount of time. You know, we talked about them against the Raiders. They basically tanked that game. They blitzed 7 or 8 guys on a Hail Mary attempt, which was literally the only time that's been called in NFL history. They fire the D coordinator. They go out and win against the Rams, and they improve to 1-13, tied with the Jaguars, and the Jaguars have the tiebreaker.
And it doesn't look like there's a world where they'll lose the tiebreaker. I think it requires a fairly specific.
Right, because I believe the tiebreaker is based off of strength of schedule.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is a world where I think things can end up there,
Like
but
every team the Jaguars play wins the rest of wins the rest of the way, loses the rest
I mean, what a disaster every week. I mean, they find a new way. You couldn't write this. You wouldn't want to write this. You wouldn't want to put that pen to paper to write the story of this Jets season. Adam Gase, they get the win, and it's like, okay, then what were we doing against the Raiders? What were we doing all of these previous weeks? And we'll see, man. The race for Trevor Lawrence, now the Jaguars are in position, and, you know, if you're the NFL, that's almost bad news. Like, I don't want to do shots fired at Jacksonville, but New York City compared to Jacksonville, just rating-wise, that's how things kind of work. I don't know, man. If you're a Jets fan, it's got to be a dark look in the mirror and say, like, why am I a fan of this team? Like, I was 6 years old, and I decided I'm going to like the Jets. Maybe I should stop. And, I mean, I could say the same thing about my Knicks, which, talking Knicks, new episode, ad. But if you're a Jets fan, I don't know what you think. And the Rams, by the way, they just lost a lot of playoff stock. Like, they kind of had a good year. I don't know.
They're currently 7-7. They're the 9th seed.
The Rams?
Oh, no, I'm looking at
They're
Raiders.
better than that, yeah. The Rams are 9-5.
I was thinking about Raiders before.
They just, I think they had the divisional spot, and then they flip-flopped with the Seahawks. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense on so many levels. On so many levels. Rams, what are you doing? Jets, what are you guys doing? And now we'll see. And
hey, Jets, I mean, consolation.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's the Jaguars the last 2 weeks have the Bears, who are no strangers to losing games they should win.
Yeah, that's true.
And they have the Colts week 17, who, depending on how the last week shakes out, that game might not matter to them, and
Could
they'll
not
rest
matter.
people.
Yeah.
So there's a world where the Jaguars get one of those games, and they've been like covering spreads kind of all year. They've also kind of gotten blown out a lot.
So,
but then also the Jets have the Pats week 17, who are eliminated and
Right.
don't care, and it's a very easy. You see the Jets winning that game,
right, and they're
So the ultimate nightmare scenario is Jags like beat the Bears next week. Jets are back in, beat the Pats.
it's going to be fun to see it play out. You're right. That's probably not the final note. Like, I don't think both teams trickle in. Especially that Patriots game that last week. Jets fans are already talking about it. You know, you wonder if Belichick puts in the tank. We'll see. Jets fans, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. And Rams fans, what the hell? What the hell? Bizarre. Interesting to see how the tank for Lawrence pans out. Also, I mean, I think Fields, the Ohio State quarterback, can come out in this draft. Watch him against Northwestern. Wasn't impressive. It's one game.
I think his last. I've been told by people who half watched one game that his last game, and he's had a few stinkers. But.
Yeah, so I watched a little college football this weekend, which was exciting. And yeah, I think Fields, it's tricky because he's an incredible athlete. Dwayne Haskins, you know, has obviously been a bust. He comes from that Ohio State program, so you're wondering the formula there. And they're just a supreme team. Like, there's 4 teams in college football that can match up with Ohio State on a week-to-week basis that guys are open. So, I don't know. Interesting. He was supposed to be the consolation prize. We'll see how that plays out.
I mean, Jets, dude, you just stick with Darnold? Because, Darnold has at least shown you he's probably capable. I don't think it ultimately can work out with the Jets, but...
Yeah, I mean, and that's... Hey, who knows?
Trade down, get an extra pick somewhere.
What coach can they get? Where does the draft pick land? There's a lot of decisions to be made. God, man. I don't know. I'm sorry, Jets fans. That's all I can say. I'm sorry.
Hey, they did get a lot for Jamal Adams a year ago, so they got some extra picks.
Huge.
Moving forward.
Rebuild. Yeah, let's see. I talked about the Bucks at the start. Feels the Bucks hype train, I think, is going to get going in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Titans, they put up a ton of points, and they went to the AFC Championship last year, so I don't know. Interested to see where their playoff matchup lines up. That's kind of the NFL news. I mean, Mahomes and Chiefs are still almost untouchable. Seems almost boring. And then, yeah, I don't know. BBD, I watched a little college football this weekend. I watched Ohio State. Thought Northwestern might upset them. They did not. College football playoff set, if you're into that kind of thing, Bama, Notre Dame, Clemson, Ohio State, Texas A&M felt like they got jobbed. And this is one of the things that it's getting tougher for me to like college football because Notre Dame got in because they're Notre Dame. Like, college football has admitted, like, they follow the paper. And so if you have Notre Dame against Bama, that's going to get a lot bigger ratings than A&M. And so it sucks. I mean, I think A&M's probably a better football team. I do. I mean, they played in the SEC. College football, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert with you guys, but the college football playoff is set. And we'll watch. We like sports.
I usually check out the championship game.
We like sports. And it was just a tough year to get into it. I mean, games are getting canceled. Like, you can miss your team not play for a week. I'm also starting to get into college basketball, BBD. Watch my UConn Huskies blow a game to number 9 Creighton. Up 3 with like 30 seconds left. So that was fun. But yeah, UConn hasn't played in 2 weeks because of COVID cancellations. So college sports, I'm sorry. I think there's a little bit of something with me getting older that it's kind of tough to watch the kids play, but also with this COVID year, it's just brutal. It's just brutal. I don't know when teams are playing, games are getting canceled, and they're college kids. We'll see. We'll figure it out along the way, Bakers, but that's the NFL weekend. We'll talk about more about kids in a minute. BBD, what else? You got the basketball news here? Couple extensions. You're into that? BB basketball?
Couple extensions.
Gobert?
Yeah, Rudy Gobert
Kuzma?
signs his huge extension.
Yeah, man.
The 5 for $205. Of course, I've lost him at the sheet.
NBA's nuts, man.
Yeah.
5 for $205.
The numbers are getting crazy, but it's better than the owners just getting to keep that.
Yeah.
And then, and by that I mean at least once a week in my house we get the conversation of like, wow, these NBA contracts are getting pretty nuts, huh? Like, guy you barely have heard of is getting $30 million a year, and it's like, yeah, no, I mean, they're making that money, so
yeah.
The alternative is just the owners keeping it. So I don't.
You're worth what you're worth. And the way the NBA contracts are set up, if you're veteran enough and you've made all NBA teams and things like that,
yeah,
you get paid. So 5 for $205, that's money, man.
I think he's gonna be like actually old by the end of.
Yeah, I think
the end of that's gonna be.
I think it ends at 34, and the way big men age doesn't look too well. I mean, we'll see with Gobert. I mean, he's still very athletic.
Yeah.
But yeah, get paid. Kuzma extension. People were talking about that, and a lot of NBA people were saying it was kind of okay. Like, just the fact that Kuzma is not. The fact that his money is known is almost more important for the Lakers
than like what
and potential trades going forward, because now you know, and it's not demanding more money, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. Good for guys getting paid. I think today's the last NBA day that they can extend veterans or something like that. So maybe
we'll get some headlines.
Maybe we'll get a
couple year options getting picked up.
Couple more contracts. We'll see if there's any late trades. I mean, the NBA season starts this week. Like, I think we're in it.
Yeah.
Like,
starts tomorrow?
Tomorrow or Wednesday, right?
I think the Knicks
are Wednesday. Is there an NBA
22nd.
game tomorrow night?
Yeah. Warriors
nuts.
Nets first game of the year.
That is nuts. Yeah, and then LA. Wow. It's insane, man. It blows my mind. I said it a bunch on Talking Knicks. I'm probably going to say it. Said it last week on the baseball pods. I said it everywhere. It truly blows my mind, just like this whole year. And I know everyone can say that about so many different things, but like the fact we're at a new NBA season and there kind of was an NBA season, like the bubble, dude. It's all reflecting on this year is odd for a lot of people. And I mean, the sports world ain't left out of that. So I know there's a lot bigger things going on, but holy smokes. What? So NBA is here. That's the basketball. I think hockey's getting started. I saw the Rangers Instagram account posting stuff, so
I think they
watch out for that.
Their schedule. They're starting late January. Someone will comment it.
Yeah. Hockey. That was hockey. All right. That's kind of this weekend's sports, man. A lot of NFL. There was some good college football, too. We'll get excited for the playoffs. There's another big event that I'm going to be talking about in a minute. That's the sports for this week. That brings us to the comment of the day. The comment of the day is brought by you guys. I ask you guys, bake the algorithm. Click like, share with a friend. Comment something about your sports team. Comment something I don't know about Rudy Gobert. I know we got a podcast review this week from Kyle Vidano talking about Ron Rivera more. Because, yeah, man, the Ron Rivera story is nuts. We did it a couple weeks ago, but, I mean, battling cancer, has the Washington football team ready to make the playoffs after being and still partially being a joke of a franchise for a while. So, what else do we got? Oh, I had Mike Ribeiro left a comment that said CryptoPod, because last week we had our friend Trevor Plouffe as a guest on the episode, and he ended up talking about cryptocurrency for a little bit, which I loved and was delicious. But yeah, that's Trev, 420 with Trev. And then the last one that got me, a Facebook comment, BBD, was from my mom, and she commented on the Wake and Jake video and said, "Poops, LOL," because we talked about the Lamar Jackson poop gate. So shout out to my mom. Appreciate you. And yeah, leave a comment if you're an angry Jets fan. Let's talk some Trevor Lawrence. Let's try Darnold to the Patriots. Whatever weird sports theory you got going on, click like, leave a comment. It all helps. Thank you guys. Big views. Big views. Big views. They're huge. They're phenomenal. Brings us to our fake last segment of the show, BBD, the Bro of the Night Award. And I wrote this in late, so I don't know if you've got the lights. I'm in deep, man. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you saw me in deep this weekend. Charlie Woods. Tiger's son. They played a 2v2 tournament. It was Justin Thomas and his pops versus Tiger and his son. The 11-year-old Charlie Woods, he was hitting shots like on TV. Camera people behind him. 11 years old. Justin Thomas is on the course with him, wearing a matching outfit with his dad, who's pretty much known as the best golfer ever. He's hitting shots. He's walking in putts. He did the fist pump. And so again, and if you were with me on Twitter this weekend, it's a mental battle of sorts, but I'm losing the battle. Because he's 11 years old, and I'm not going to put the expectations on him. He's 11 years old. I got mad at Shed Long talking about the Little League World Series last year because a pitcher who gave up a home run dapped up the kid he gave up the home run to. And it's like, well, we're trying to teach these kids to be good people. because not all of the Little League World Series kids are going to become MLB baseball players. So
In fact, almost none of them.
In fact, yeah, maybe one a year. That's kind of where it lands. He's 11, man. I'm hooked. And obviously there's more to it than just the normal story. It's that Tiger Woods was famous when he was a kid. Like, his dad had him on the Johnny Carson show or whatever it was. Like, the fact that Tiger did that, which is so rare, the fact that Tiger Woods was kind of a child star or known, and then he became the star of golf, and now his son, and like the torch is being passed. He's playing competitive golf on TV with golf pros at age 11. And hey, I saw people barking, and it's obviously the worst people in the world who are barking about, there's other 11-year-old kids out there that are better golfers than him. I'm sure there's a couple.
Probably.
There also might not be. Like, I know there's tours and all that stuff and blah, 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 and your kid's better than mine. I mean, hey, give me Charlie Woods against any 11-year-old in the world, because guess what? You'd have another 11-year-old playing against Charlie Woods, Tiger Woods' kid. And these Woods boys are built different.
If there's an 11-year-old kid you can bet on being the best one pretty confidently, it's probably Tiger's kid.
I mean, I'll go to the bank with him. So interesting to see how it plays out. And again, he's 11 years old. The kid's not in high school. Maybe he wants to go to 4 years of college. Maybe you find something he loves in life that's not golf, because guess what? Dad's worth a lot of coin. He could do whatever he wants in this world.
About to start middle school.
But I'll tell you what, man. Give me Charlie Woods. I'm buying all the stock. Hey, maybe it's selfish because you can just picture the images. Like, I was young enough to see Tiger and his dad when Tiger, won at the Masters. And then old Tiger Woods wins the Masters, and he celebrates with his family that, like, if this kid wins a Masters, which, think about how unfair that is. He's 11 years old. I shouldn't be saying that, and I don't want to say it, but I am, and I do want to say it, because, oh my God, how cool would that be? So Charlie Woods, hey, man, maybe this is it, and it was a fun weekend of Tiger's kids hitting fun shots and matching outfits, but I wouldn't bet it's over just because I seen what his daddy did, and I don't know. So the weirdest, unfair, best, worst bro of the night ever, Charlie Woods, dude. I'm blown away. So that's my bro of the night, BBD.
Nice.
Beautiful. Who are you looking at? You got a couple names on here.
Wrote a couple names, kept keeping it in the foosball world. I wanted to go Kyler Murray because he's just fun.
Fun and good.
Well, I've seen him a few weeks in a row now. He's just fun to watch. That's basically all that I wanted to say before a 6-yard say. I'll give it to Devin White. I like to credit defensive players when I can.
Wow.
And he was among the total tackles leaders this week. I think he had 12 tackles, 3 sacks.
Wow. A little defensive love, huh?
Yeah. Former first rounder.
Devin White.
Turning in a good performance for Tampa.
And yeah, I think it's I've seen a couple people in the chat yelling some offensive players, and it's that time of year you get enamored. A lot of fantasy playoffs going on. David Montgomery making some friends.
He was in my brain a little bit.
Yeah. But no, I like it, BBD, and that's what we're here to do. Spread the sports love. Now you know Devin White. Bang. Yeah, man, and Kyler Murray, because they won that game, he did his press conference. Man, go look at the Kyler Murray press conference, and it's just a little bizarre because you've never seen a quarterback that size. Like, you see Russell Wilson, and he's kind of built, and he's up here.
He's short too, but
Kyler, man, he looks like a little bit like a high school quarterback or something like that. I'm not trying to be rude to him, but holy smokes. You just don't see dudes that size doing what he does. So let's appreciate Kyler more and hope they get into the dance a little bit. And by the way, I said we were going to talk NFL football standings a little bit. Right now, the only good team that would be missing the playoff is the Ravens. There's going to be a good team in the AFC that missed the playoffs. Right now, the Dolphins are the last team in. The Ravens are the first team out. In the NFC, I mean, the Bears can still kind of do something, but otherwise, that's kind of it. So we'll start getting closer to the matchups, and that'll be fun. Maybe we'll bait Trevor Plouffe back in. Maybe we'll bring in another friend. We'll see. BBD, what are you watching tonight? Slash. I mean, you just typed it in there. I mean, NBA games are back.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, besides Christmas Eve, one of those basically every day for the foreseeable future.
It's nuts.
I guess unless something happens like a pandemic, but
yeah.
College basketball, West Virginia versus Kansas is the next ranked versus ranked game in my quick research, so got
Perfect.
my eyes there. I think after that they're like kind of off until after Christmas and stuff. So,
Yeah, I feel like they normally take a break there anyways for the college season for the most part.
after New Year's.
Yeah, my UConn Huskies, man, they had number 9 Creighton beat. It would have been nice to get back on the map a little bit. They did not. Yeah, man, the NBA is blowing my mind. It's back.
It's such a quick off season.
Is there Monday Night Football tonight? Yeah.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh,
but it
Cincy.
stinks. I have no interest in it,
Ew.
so I didn't put it.
Probably fantasy implications for some people, but an Army gets robbed of a bowl game. So NCAA, be better.
Sure,
9-win
someone's
Army.
game is coming down to Chase Claypool.
Yeah. Juju. Big Ben. People, BBD, good stuff. People in the chat today, you're awesome. So much stuff out on the Jomboy Media Network today. Mondays, man. Pinstripe Strong out. Talking Yanks coming out in a little bit. Special guest Ryan Rucco, our guy.
Usual today, but we're recording and putting it out as soon as we can.
Little later, it'll come out hot. Morning came out. The Jombino said, Dino the Great, I see you. You're the man. Thank you. What we're listening to, Talking Giants, might be a fun listen. Talking Knicks, Poppy was there. We had fun last night. Jomboy Jake TV, baggage. If you're not walking baggage, you're not watching baggage, you're missing out. Really picking up a lot of steam. Good couple show, good solo show. Thank you, guys. Bake the algorithm a little bit. Let's get baked. Let's have a week. Let's have a little Christmas week.
Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.